Ladies and gentlemen, we live in a world obsessed with appearances, diets, fitness regimens, and anti-aging potions. Yet we rarely pause to ask the profound question, what shapes us from within? What if the secret to ageless vitality and beauty isn't in a bottle, but in the way we nurture our spirit? The body, as intricate and physical as it may seem, is not separate from the mind or soul. It is a canvas on which our inner world paints. When the spirit is burdened with fear, anger, or constant dissatisfaction, these energies manifest physically: tension on the face, fatigue in the limbs, and even premature aging. Conversely, when the spirit is alive with peace and purpose, the body follows suit. I think about the glow of a person who loves deeply, or the magnetic aura of someone who has discovered their purpose. These aren't accidents, they are the direct result of spiritual harmony. Your thoughts and emotions, the unseen architects of your being, sculpt not only how you feel, but how you look and move through the world. Take aging, for instance. We often view it as an inevitable decline, yet many spiritual traditions suggest that aging is as much a mindset as a biological process. Those who cultivate mindfulness, gratitude, and inner peace often defy their years. They radiate a timeless vitality that no cream or surgery can replicate. And what about beauty? True beauty doesn't come from the symmetry of features, but from the energy that emanates when the soul is in balance. It's the kind of beauty that draws people in, that makes them want to bask in your presence. This beauty, timeless and authentic, comes only when we are in tune with ourselves and the universe. To change your outer world, you must begin within. Develop habits that nourish your spirit: gratitude, mindfulness, forgiveness, and self-love. These are not merely abstract ideals, but practical tools that transform the way you live, and ultimately the way you appear. So let us not chase fleeting external markers of youth and beauty. Instead, let us cultivate the spiritual powers within us that not only heal but elevate. When your soul shines, your body reflects it. And when your spirit is aligned, age becomes just a number, beauty becomes effortless, and life itself becomes a masterpiece. The relationship between the mind and the body is profound, intricate, and deeply interwoven. Our physical appearance, health, and vitality are not merely the result of genetics or external circumstances. They are deeply influenced by the thoughts we think, the emotions we feel, and the spiritual energy we cultivate. The mind, in its vast complexity, is not just a passive observer of the body, but an active sculptor, continuously shaping and reshaping it with every passing moment. Consider for a moment the impact of a single thought. When you experience joy, your face lights up, your posture straightens, and your movements become fluid and effortless. Conversely, when fear or stress takes hold, the body tightens, the shoulders hunch, and the face becomes drawn. These immediate changes are not incidental, they are a testament to the power of the mind to mold the body in real time. Over weeks, months, or years, such patterns of thought create lasting imprints. A person who lives with chronic worry may develop tension lines, while one who cultivates peace exudes a soft, inviting energy. The mind, through its beliefs and perceptions, acts as an architect of the body's reality. If you believe you are strong and capable, your body tends to respond by embodying those qualities. Your movements carry confidence, and your energy radiates vigor. On the other hand, if the mind is consumed with self-doubt, the body mirrors this, often manifesting as lethargy, poor posture, or even illness. What we hold in our thoughts becomes the blueprint for our physical form. Science, too, supports this connection. The placebo effect, for example, demonstrates that the mind's belief in healing can produce measurable improvements in the body, even when no actual medicine is involved. Similarly, practices like meditation and mindfulness, which focus on cultivating a calm and centered mind, are shown to lower stress hormones, reduce inflammation, and improve overall physical well-being. These findings affirm what ancient wisdom has long known: the state of the mind directly influences the state of the body. But the mind's power goes beyond shaping health. It also touches on the essence of how we age. Aging is often viewed as a purely physical process, yet it is profoundly affected by mental and emotional factors. Those who carry a youthful mindset, filled with curiosity and openness, often retain a vitality that defies their years. The mind's ability to see life as an adventure rather than a burden reflects in a body that remains flexible, energetic, and resilient. The most beautiful individuals are often those who radiate inner peace and harmony. Their physical forms, whether conventionally attractive or not, seem to glow with an otherworldly light. This is the sculpting power of the mind at work, crafting a body that reflects the essence of the spirit within. In nurturing the mind, we nurture the body. Through intentional thought, emotional clarity, and spiritual alignment, we become co-creators of our physical existence, shaping ourselves into beings of grace, vitality, and beauty. Radiance is a quality that transcends conventional definitions of beauty. It is not confined to the symmetry of features, the glow of youthful skin, or the measurements of the body. True radiance emerges from within and reflects the essence of an individual's spirit. While beauty may catch the eye, radiance captures the heart and resonates on a deeper, more lasting level. It is a luminous energy that is felt as much as it is seen, a silent declaration of inner peace, joy, and harmony. To understand radiance, we must first recognize that it is not something that can be manufactured or bought. No amount of makeup, designer clothing, or cosmetic enhancement can replicate the authentic glow that arises from a balanced and fulfilled spirit. Radiance is born of a life lived in alignment with one's true self, a state of being where the inner world is harmonious and in tune with the outer. When the mind is at peace, the emotions are stable, and the soul is nourished, the body responds with an unmistakable vibrancy. Have you ever encountered someone whose presence seemed to light up the room? Perhaps their features were not traditionally beautiful, yet their energy was magnetic. This is the power of radiance. It emanates from individuals who are deeply connected to themselves and to the world around them. They possess a quiet confidence that does not demand attention but effortlessly draws it. Their joy and authenticity create an aura that makes others feel at ease, inspired and uplifted. This type of radiance cannot be faked. It arises from an internal reservoir of positivity and love, cultivated through practices that nourish the soul. Gratitude, for example, is a powerful source of radiance. When a person lives with a deep appreciation for life's blessings, no matter how small, this gratitude is reflected outwardly. It softens their gaze, brightens their smile, and fills their voice with warmth. Similarly, acts of kindness and compassion create an inner glow that transforms one's demeanor and appearance, making the person seem to shine from within. Stress, fear, and anger, on the other hand, are enemies of radiance. They create tension in the body, dullness in the skin, and a heaviness in the spirit that no external remedy can hide. These emotions cloud the natural light within us, diminishing our capacity to connect authentically with others and with ourselves. To cultivate radiance, it is essential to address these inner struggles, releasing what no longer serves us, and embracing practices that restore our balance and joy. The relationship between radiance and beauty is often misunderstood. Beauty, as society defines it, is fleeting. It changes with time, trends, and cultural ideals. Radiance, however, is timeless. A radiant person in their later years can be far more captivating than someone with flawless youth. This is because radiance is not bound by the physical, but instead rooted in the spiritual. It is a testament to the life one has lived, the lessons learned, and the love shared. Developing radiance is not about perfection. It is about authenticity. It is about embracing who you are, flaws and all, and living in a way that honors your truth. When you are true to yourself, you begin to radiate a natural beauty that cannot be replicated. This authenticity invites others to see you not just for your outward appearance, but for the light that shines within. Ultimately, radiance is a reflection of a life well lived and a spirit well nourished. It is the reward of self-awareness, self-love, and a deep connection to the world around you. Unlike beauty, which seeks validation from others, radiance comes from within and shines for its own sake. It is a gift you give to yourself and to those fortunate enough to be in your presence. In cultivating radiance, you discover a timeless quality that enhances your life and leaves a lasting impression on the hearts of others. Aging is often viewed as an inevitable decline, a slow surrender of vitality, beauty, and strength to the passage of time. But what if this perspective, ingrained in societal narratives and personal beliefs, is itself a limiting construct. What if aging is not merely a biological certainty, but a perception shaped by the mind, the emotions, and the spirit? The way we age, and indeed how we experience the passage of time, is deeply influenced by our thoughts, attitudes, and the energy we cultivate within ourselves. The physical markers of aging, wrinkles, gray hair, slower movements are often seen as definitive evidence of time's effects. Yet these changes are not universal in how they manifest or in the rate at which they do. Some people retain a youthful vitality well into their later years, while others appear to age prematurely. The difference often lies not in their chronological age, but in their mental and emotional approach to life. The perception of aging as a process of inevitable decline can create self-fulfilling patterns in the body, while a mindset rooted in curiosity, gratitude, and purpose can profoundly slow or even reverse these patterns. At its core, aging is as much a mental and emotional journey as it is a physical one. When we internalize cultural narratives that associate aging with loss of beauty, relevance, or ability, we unconsciously adopt behaviors and attitudes that align with this belief. We may become less active, less curious, or less willing to engage with new experiences, hastening the very decline we fear. On the other hand, those who view aging as a process of growth, wisdom, and renewal often defy the expectations of their years. Their focus is not on the limitations of age, but on the opportunities it brings: deeper relationships, greater understanding, and a clearer sense of purpose. And consider the role of stress in the aging process. Chronic stress accelerates physical aging by releasing hormones like cortisol, which can damage cells and hinder their repair. But stress is not merely a physical phenomenon, it is a mental and emotional state. When we cultivate practices that reduce stress, such as mindfulness, meditation, or simply pausing to breathe deeply, we not only calm the mind, but also signal the body to repair and rejuvenate itself. In this way, the mind becomes a powerful ally in slowing the biological processes commonly associated with aging. Another factor is the power of intention and belief. Studies have shown that people who hold positive beliefs about aging tend to live longer, healthier lives than those who view it negatively. This is not simply optimism at work, it is the profound influence of the mind on the body. Believing in one's ability to remain vibrant and capable sends a message to the body to align with this expectation. The body, after all, is not separate from the mind. It responds to the signals it receives, shaping itself according to the inner landscape we create. Spiritual vitality also plays a crucial role in reframing aging. When we are connected to something greater than ourselves, whether it be through faith, nature, creativity, or service, we transcend the limitations of time. The spirit, untouched by age, infuses the body with a timeless energy. This is why individuals who live with purpose and passion often appear ageless. Their focus is not on preserving youth, but on living fully in each moment, and this zest for life radiates outward. Aging, then, is not a fixed trajectory, but a dynamic interplay between the physical, mental, and spiritual dimensions of our being. While we cannot stop the ticking of the clock, we can change how we respond to its rhythms. By embracing life with an open heart, cultivating joy and resilience, and releasing fears about growing older, we redefine what it means to age. We move beyond the concept of decline and into a space of transformation, where every year adds depth to our experience and beauty to our spirit. In this light, aging is no longer a certainty to be feared, but an invitation to grow, evolve, and shine. It becomes a reflection of how we live, not simply how long we have lived. And in that shift of perception lies the true secret to timelessness. Thoughts are not just fleeting, intangible moments of the mind, they are powerful forces that shape our reality. Every thought carries energy, a subtle vibration that can influence the body, mind, and environment in profound ways. The alchemy of thought lies in its ability to transform our internal and external worlds, turning fear into courage, despair into hope, and limitation into possibility. Just as an alchemist seeks to transmute base metals into gold, we too have the power to refine and elevate our thoughts to create lives of purpose, joy, and vitality. At the core of this alchemy is the understanding that our thoughts are not passive but generative. They shape our emotions, direct our actions, and even influence our physical health. When we consistently focus on uplifting and empowering thoughts, we set in motion a cascade of positive effects that ripple through every aspect of our being. Conversely, when our minds dwell on negativity, worry, or self-doubt, we invite corresponding limitations and struggles into our lives. This process is not mystical but deeply rooted in the science of how the mind and body interact. Consider how thoughts impact the body. When you think of something stressful, your heart rate increases, your muscles tense, and your breathing becomes shallow. This is the body's response to a perceived threat, even if that threat exists only in the mind. Over time, chronic patterns of negative thinking can lead to real physical consequences, such as fatigue, weakened immunity, or chronic pain. On the other hand, positive thoughts have the opposite effect. They release feel-good chemicals like dopamine and serotonin, relax the body, and promote healing. This demonstrates the profound influence of thought on physical well-being. The alchemy of thought also extends to how we perceive challenges and opportunities. Life is full of uncertainties, but the way we think about them determines our experience. A person who views obstacles as insurmountable barriers will feel defeated before they even begin. However, someone who sees those same obstacles as opportunities for growth and learning approaches them with resilience and creativity. The situation remains the same, but the outcome differs dramatically because of the perspective shaped by thought. Moreover, the thoughts we cultivate create our reality not just internally but externally. When we hold a vision of success, happiness, or love, we begin to align our actions, choices, and energy with that vision. This is not about wishful thinking, but about intentional focus. The mind acts as a magnet, attracting people, circumstances, and opportunities that resonate with its dominant frequency. This principle, often referred to as the law of attraction, underscores the transformative power of thought. The alchemy of thought is also evident in the way we relate to ourselves. Self-talk, the internal dialogue we engage in daily, has a profound effect on our self-esteem, confidence, and overall well-being. Kind and affirming thoughts nurture our sense of worth and capability, encouraging us to pursue our dreams and face life's challenges with courage. Harsh and critical thoughts, however, erode our spirit, creating cycles of doubt and fear. By choosing to be mindful of our self-talk and intentionally replacing negative patterns with compassionate ones, we reclaim the power of our thoughts to shape a more fulfilling life. Spiritual traditions and modern science converge on this point. The mind is a tool of immense power. Practices such as meditation, visualization, and affirmations are ways to refine and direct our thoughts intentionally. These practices teach us to observe the mind without judgment and to consciously cultivate thoughts that align with our highest aspirations. Over time, this deliberate shaping of thought creates a profound transformation not only in how we experience life, but in how life unfolds around us. Ultimately, the alchemy of thought is about realizing the creative potential within each of us. It is the understanding that we are not passive recipients of life's circumstances, but active participants in shaping them. By refining our thoughts, we transform not only our inner world, but the very fabric of our reality. This power is available to all of us, waiting to be awakened and directed with intention and love. In embracing this alchemy, we step into our role as creators, capable of turning the ordinary into the extraordinary, and crafting a life that reflects the highest vision of ourselves. Stress, though often invisible and intangible, wields immense power over our lives. It is a silent sculptor, shaping our physical bodies, mental states, and overall well-being in ways we may not immediately recognize. Like a sculptor chiseling away at a block of marble, stress subtly and persistently carves its imprint on us, leaving marks that can accumulate over time and fundamentally alter the way we feel, look, and function. At its core, stress is a natural response to challenges or perceived threats. It prepares the body for action through the fight or flight response, releasing hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. In short bursts, this reaction is beneficial, helping us focus, react quickly, and overcome immediate challenges. However, when stress becomes chronic, lingering far beyond its original trigger, it ceases to be a helpful tool and instead becomes a harmful force. One of the most immediate ways stress sculpts us is through its physical effects. Chronic stress contributes to a host of ailments, from headaches and muscle tension to digestive issues and cardiovascular problems. The body, under constant stress, operates in a heightened state of alertness, which taxes its systems. Over time, this leads to fatigue, weakened immunity, and even accelerated aging. The skin, often seen as a window to our inner health, can develop signs of premature aging, such as wrinkles, dullness, and loss of elasticity, under the influence of stress hormones. Stress also shapes our mental and emotional landscapes. It clouds our judgment, fosters feelings of overwhelm, and can lead to anxiety or depression. This mental burden often manifests physically as well, with a person's posture becoming hunched or their movements more strained. These subtle changes may go unnoticed at first but accumulate into lasting patterns. The face too becomes a canvas for stress. Furrowed brows, clenched jaws, and tense expressions become etched over time, creating visible reminders of emotional struggles. And beyond the individual, stress impacts relationships and social interactions. A stressed person may become irritable or withdrawn, creating barriers to connection and understanding. This isolation can reinforce feelings of overwhelm, creating a vicious cycle that feeds the stress further. In this way, stress does not only sculpt the individual but also reshapes their environment and relationships, amplifying its effects. The silent and persistent nature of stress means that many of us accept its presence as normal, even inevitable. Yet its power to shape us is not irreversible. Awareness is the first step in breaking free from stress's grip. By recognizing the subtle ways it affects us, we can take deliberate steps to counteract its influence. Practices like mindfulness, meditation, and regular exercise help the body and mind release tension. Cultivating joy, gratitude, and meaningful connections builds resilience, allowing us to navigate challenges without becoming overwhelmed. Stress, left unchecked, has the potential to sculpt a life of strain and imbalance. But when addressed with intention and care, its grip can be loosened, allowing us to reshape ourselves into beings of strength, grace, and vitality. In reclaiming our inner peace, we reclaim our power to determine the shape of our lives. Simplicity and surrender are two profound yet often overlooked principles that hold the power to transform our lives. In a world that prizes complexity, achievement, and control, these ideas may seem counterintuitive. Yet they are the keys to unlocking a deeper sense of peace, freedom, and fulfillment. Simplicity invites us to strip away the unnecessary, while surrender teaches us to trust in the natural flow of life. Together, they create a space where we can truly thrive, unburdened by the weight of constant striving. Simplicity is not about deprivation, but about clarity. It asks us to examine what truly matters and to let go of what does not serve us. In our modern lives, filled with material possessions, endless tasks, and competing priorities, simplicity offers a path back to the essentials. When we declutter our minds, our homes, and our schedules, we make room for what is most meaningful: relationships, creativity, presence, and joy. By living simply, we reduce the noise and distractions that pull us away from our true selves. Surrender, on the other hand, is about releasing the illusion of control. It is not about giving up, but about letting go of resistance, of fear, and of the need to micromanage every detail of our lives. Surrender invites us to trust in the wisdom of life, to believe that there is a greater intelligence at work, even when we cannot see it. This does not mean we stop taking action or setting goals, but that we do so with an openness to outcomes we may not have anticipated. It is the art of flowing with life rather than struggling against it. When combined, simplicity and surrender create a powerful synergy. Simplicity clears the path, while surrender allows us to walk it with ease and grace. Together, they free us from the relentless pursuit of perfection and the anxiety that comes with it. We begin to understand that our worth is not tied to what we achieve or accumulate, but to the quality of our presence and our ability to connect deeply with ourselves and others. The practice of simplicity and surrender also has a profound impact on our physical and emotional well-being. Letting go of excess, whether it be material clutter or mental baggage, reduces stress and creates a sense of spaciousness. Surrendering to life's rhythms, rather than constantly fighting against them, lowers anxiety and fosters resilience. These practices remind us that we do not have to carry every burden alone or solve every problem immediately. There is a natural flow to life that supports and sustains us if we allow it. Ultimately, simplicity and surrender are acts of courage. They require us to trust in ourselves and in the world around us. They challenge us to release our grip on what we think we need and to open ourselves to what life is offering. In embracing these principles, we discover that the greatest riches lie not in complexity or control, but in the simple, surrendered moments where life unfolds in its most authentic and beautiful form.